Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Christian Duke from StrengthAddicts.com. We're here in downtown Columbus, Ohio at Shape Fitness. We're joined by men's physique competitor Grant Winkle. Grant, how's it going?
Very good today. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Awesome. We want to thank our sponsor, MyOatmeal.com, over 22 billion combinations, for allowing us to do this interview. I want to get right into the fun, and I want to talk to you about your introduction into the iron game. I know that your dad was involved in pumping iron and sports, and just talk to us about just getting into this sport that we all know and love so much.
Absolutely. You know, like I said, I was involved at a very young age. My dad introduced me to weight training, and I played some sports growing up. But I was always fascinated with changing the human body. How fast you can transform it. Gaining muscle, and just taking it to that extreme level where people are just like, wow. How do you do that? So.
How soon after you started working out did you see some differences, some improvements in your physique and your strength levels?
Very quickly. My body changed very quickly mainly because of genetics. My dad and my mom have pretty good genetics, so it didn't take me very long. And my nutrition wasn't the greatest back then. I could eat kind of whatever I wanted, but as I got older, my diet really had to get
I think that happens too, when you're young, especially your teens and early 20s, you can pretty much eat like crap, and you still can, as long as you train, have a sort of a decent physique. But as you get older, obviously age creeps up on you. So talk to us about your friends and the impact they had on you about getting you to get on stage, because a lot of people can achieve that great look, but it's kind of like it's reserved for the mirror in the locker room, not for hundreds of people to watch, on stage. So talk to us about what inspired you to compete.
Absolutely. I had a couple friends that were going to do a show, and then they kind of backed out because it was just too much pressure, and that's totally understandable. But then I just, was going to follow through with it. I thought, hey, I'm going to get outside my box and do it. I've always been fascinated with bodybuilding and changing the body.
Sure.
So I just, kind of, wanted to jump on stage and see how it went, and went pretty well, and
okay.
And history ever since.
Right, and your first show was the Ohio State. So
yes, sir. Talk
to us about that show, and you actually placed really well for your first show. So talk to us about that experience.
Yes, it was great. Like I said, it was kind of exciting and terrifying at the same time.
Right.
Going up against all those people, but you got to just worry about yourself and just put everyone else away, and just do the best you can. That's all you can do, whether you're placed or not. And it was just a great experience. Overall, had a lot of fun with it.
And then you did the Monster Mash, correct?
Yes, I did the Monster Mash.
Rick Ruther, right?
Ruther,
Yep.
Yes, sir. Did the Monster Mash. That was a good show too. That was a national show.
Okay.
And I placed second at the OSU Mike Davies show,
Right.
Ohio State, and then I placed second at the Monster Mash.
Okay. Nothing wrong with the runner-up getting the silver medal.
Oh.
Eventually you'll be winning the shows. And actually, if you got second for some judges' scorecards, you probably won the show. So you just it's just a question of time. Let's talk about your posing here. Now, you had mentioned to me before we started shooting, and I thought it was really interesting, that some of the shows that you go to, they only have 2 poses because there's so many competitors. So you really have to nail it, literally. I mean, bodybuilding, what do they get, like 12 poses? You get 2?
Yes.
How overwhelming can that be to you, when you're on stage? I mean, you're already nervous because of all the people, but then you got 2 whole poses. How do you process that?
It's just practice. Practice makes perfect.
Right.
Perfect, whatever they say, perfect practice makes perfect. So
right.
It's just, being able to just go through the poses without even thinking about it. It's kind of like driving or,
sure.
Cooking or whatever. So
is there almost like a little bit of an adrenaline rush right before you're about to stand in front of the judges and the audience? Do you get that, or is it just or is it tunnel vision for you, or what exactly? Or do you not even think about it? What's it like right before it's your turn?
It's a little bit of both.
Okay.
You got that adrenaline pumping.
Yeah.
You're nervous. The music's blasting, but you're so excited and amped that you don't
sure.
even hear the music. So it is kind of like tunnel vision in a way.
Okay.
So
let's talk about the tanning though too, because a lot of times, at the bodybuilding and men's physique level, the color can actually make or break you. Some shows have amazing lighting and some have horrible lighting, and so if you have horrible lighting and bad tan, it's like you just disappear. So what do you do for tanning? Are you a spray tan guy? Do you tan outside? Do you mix and match? What do you do?
You know, I'm very pale. I'm very white.
Okay.
I'm like Casper, the
Right.
Friendly Ghost, pretty
Right.
much. But you know, as far as the tanning, I just do strictly spray tan.
Okay.
You know, just go for it, and it takes a couple of coats. But you know, I'm overall happy with how the spray tan usually turns out.
Okay.
You know.
And then right before you, I interviewed NPC bikini competitor Angela Vu, and she was saying how you train her. You do personal training. Talk to us about that. Are you accepting new clients here at Shape Fitness? Talk to us about that aspect of your career.
Absolutely. Angela's a great girl, and she's a hard worker, and she's she's hungry. She wants to do really well, you know, as far as competition and everything. Yeah, I love what I do. I feel like you almost have to love what you do, otherwise it won't work. And yes, I'm accepting, you know, new clients. As far as my training style, I really believe in stabilization, core strength, you know, getting the fundamentals, making the body more functional to exercise before you can actually even, you know, think about putting on lean muscle mass.
And that's something I was telling people too. I was telling you guys as a side note that, you know, I can see the venue where the Arnold Classic is held from this gym. It's like literally 6 blocks away. And nothing against Metro Fitness or any other places, they're all great gyms. But I would think if, you know, someone like Phil Heath or Victor Martinez, somebody that's like at the very top, and, you know, they really can't get away for very long, my gosh, I would think they could just walk here. I mean, like they could put on a mustache and a fake disguise, you know, a top hat or whatever, and just walk over here, get a great pump, good train, you know, go back, shower up, eat up, and go back to the expo. So I don't know if a lot of the, you know, Arnold Classic people train here or not, but I would think it'd be very convenient for them. Let's talk about your future plans. Like, what do you have planned for the next few months, the closing out of 2014 in the future?
Yeah, absolutely. Right now, I'm not even thinking about competing the rest of the year. I'm just focused on putting on, you know, more lean muscle mass, and then my diet, you know, is, you know, changing constantly. But then next year, I'm definitely thinking about competing in early spring.
Okay, fantastic. And then just to close it out, you know, they say you save the best for last. Who are the people you'd like to thank for everything along your journey in men's physique and fitness in general?
Oh, absolutely. I'd like to thank Mike Davies for helping me pose, making me more confident, fluent. I'd like to thank John Meadows for helping me, giving me, you know, those good tips before I really stepped on stage. James McGuire, who's always been there, helped me, support me as far as personal training and everything. Also, Arnold Coleman, the owner of Shape Fitness.
Okay.
He's really helped me.
And that's a beautiful gym too. I mean, immaculate and really convenient. But go ahead, I'm sorry.
Oh, absolutely. And Arnold for just helping me, give me the opportunity to be able to start my own personal training business, you know, and do what I love pretty much.
Okay, well, thank you very much for taking the time. I know that you're going to go very far in the sport and with your personal training. So I want to thank you for taking the time. Thanks again, Grant. Just you can check this out at strengthaddicts.com. Thanks again.
Awesome. Thanks for the opportunity, and you have a great one.
You too.